helmets are in, and they look pretty good. Hey fam, thank you so much for watching. Our sponsors. The Finkley Experience, an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education, and which prepares high school students for college. For more information, visit their website at thefinkleyexperience.com. Fathers to Father Incorporated, a non-profit organization that strengthens families through father engagement with a goal to help men in our communities to be great dads. For more information, visit their website, fathertofatherinc.org. ABLAZE Entertainment. The goal of ABLAZE is to take emerging artists and develop them to the next level of their career. For more information, visit their website at ablazeentertainment.net. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Angel Taylor, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Say to me, how listen close when you speak to me. I need your love all over me.
On the next Michael Finkley, pro bodybuilder and fitness model, Skip Robinson stops by, and Fatherhood Fridays is back with our season sponsor, Fathers to Father Incorporated. Next Finkley. Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thanks for joining us today. So y'all, I love social media at times, okay? When I see something very positive and inspirational, I cling to those things. We have conversations, we follow each other, and then some of them appear on my show as well. So social media can be used for the positive side as well. That's what we do it for, because again, in 2022, we need that in this day and time. And so our guest today, I found him on social media and I saw the amazing things that he was doing. And then after having a conversation with him, it was just, oh my gosh, wow, yeah, I need to interview you because you have a story and I know that you can inspire someone that is watching. And so we have pro bodybuilder and fitness model, and y'all, he got so many other titles. He talks about that interview as well. I am talking about Skip Robinson is with us, and he talks about his journey within the industry that he is in, and he's just so encouraging. So I know you're going to enjoy this interview. And then also too, we have our Fatherhood Fridays back, and we have our amazing sponsor with us, our season sponsor with us, Fathers to Father Incorporated, as we dive more into this amazing organization and learn more about it. So another pack-filled show for you, Fink fam. Don't go away. Back in a moment. Next, we have Skip Robinson with us. Don't go away.
I am Harley Wallen, and you are watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Next Finkley. Stop your brakes. Fink fam, have you seen the latest episode of Tyler Perry's The Oval? No worries, I feel you in. From Tyler Perry's The Oval, Nelson Estevez is with us as he talks about his character Alonzo and so much more. Don't miss it. Next Michael Finkley. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist with their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or a speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, y'all, my next guest, he is a bodybuilder. He's a model. He's a social media sensation. He is Skip Robinson. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I've never had an intro quite like that. I feel like I should be running out onto the stage to a massive round of applause. I'm kidding, but that was
As well
you
you
just brought
should.
my energy level up because I'm like I said, this is the end of my day. So thank you for that. Thank you for the glowing intro.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You
Thanks.
deserve it, y'all. If y'all don't follow Skip, something is wrong. I started
Follow
following this
me.
man, and he is really an inspiration. I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. That's way down the line. But I must ask with this question. You know, what you do when it comes to modeling, when it comes to taking care of your body, with bodybuilding, all that kind of good stuff. You have to have some type of strength. When did Skip find his strength?
My inner strength or my gym strength?
Both.
Okay, so I was just talking to my buddy today kind of about this, and I think it's inherent. I was born with it. It's not a motivation. It's not a drive. It's like I have to do it. You know what I mean? A thoroughbred has to run. They're just going to run. If you don't train them to do one thing, they're going to run regardless. So I've been training since I was a little kid for something. I always played sports after school, football, basketball, baseball. All the way through college, I was doing something. In the Navy, I was our physical fitness training officer. Kind of just always found my way to the gym. And it's not because I wanted to look a particular way. It's because it's time to train. It really had nothing to do with the aesthetics. Say that 3 times fast.
I don't want to. Oh my word. Wow. Because in what we see and what you've done, right, it shows that it takes some type of discipline. It shows that you are determined about what you do. When did you really realize your gifts in this industry of bodybuilding? Because that came first, correct?
Yes. Actually, yeah, sports kind of morphed into bodybuilding. I'll go back to so after the Navy, I had a buddy of mine call me and ask me if I could still play football. Can you still run? Can you still catch? I was like, sure, I can still run and catch. So semi-pro football team needed wide receivers. And I was like, been a minute. I better get in the gym and get ready. So I started training for that. Played for the Virginia Storm for 3 years. We went to the championships 2 or 3 times. We never won it. But we were good and it was fun. It was also a little crazy. So after I quit playing for the Storm, I kept working out and with no purpose other than I'm driven, I'm going to work out. And still a friend of mine that to this day tapped me on the shoulder. This was in the early 90s, early mid 90s, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "You getting ready for a show?" I didn't know what he was talking about. Him in a bodybuilding show. And he was a borderline pro at that time. And now he's since become a pro. But let me know if I'm boring you because I told you I ramble a little bit. Okay. So he tapped me on the shoulder. "Are you getting ready for a show?" I said, "I played football, ran track. I don't know what kind of show you're talking about." He said, "Bodybuilding." I said, "No, I'm not." And he said, "You ought to be." So I kind of passed it off. And then a couple of months later, I asked him, "Wow, this bodybuilding thing." And he told me to write down my diet and bring it to him. He was going to go over my meal plan. And he looked at it and I was shaking. Like, you've seen The Wizard of Oz. Everybody's seen The Wizard of Oz. When the Tin Man, when they're walking to see the wizard, they're in the Emerald, they're in the palace, whatever, the Emerald City, and they're just clattering and their knees are shaking. Well, that's where I was walking to see Don Long with this meal plan of mine. He looked at it and he kind of gave me a thumbs up, tweaked it a little bit, and about a year later, I was on stage for the first time, and every year after that, for probably 15 years, I did at least one show. Then I retired. My wife was pregnant. She was 4 months pregnant. I did my last show. I was 44 and I won it. I won the overall in the Masters and kids were born when they were 5. I said, "You know what? I'm going to get back on stage one more time." That didn't go over real big in the house, but anyway, I wanted to go one more time. I wanted for them to see me go through the whole deal. The reason why I stopped, retired, is because it's so self-absorbing. It's so all about you. You know what I mean? You don't have time to be a good dad and a good bodybuilder. It's just they're diametrically opposed. And I knew that just by looking at I got to be a dad. I wanted to be a dad. I was 44. I waited until I I felt like I was ready. And God knows if you're not ready at 44, it ain't happening. But so I tore my shoulder up when they were 5. Took me 3 years to put it back together. Finally got back on stage. Qualified for nationals. Went to my first national competition and won my pro card. And my coach then, this was 2014, was the same guy that tapped me on the shoulder in 1993 and said, "Hey, you ever think about doing some bodybuilding?" So I've always been connected to him through that, and he got me there. You know what I mean? He gave me the roadmap. But I think, did I answer the question? Did I deviate?
No, you did. You answered the question perfectly.
Okay.
To add on to that, you said that in so many words that it was very time consuming.
Oh yeah.
It's about self during this time. Some of my
Yes.
frat brothers do it. I've
Yeah.
seen some close friends do it as well, and it really is. I've seen it firsthand. So what does that look like for you though? Is it you're always in the gym? I know you have to watch what you eat.
Yeah, it's really your whole day is driven by your meal schedule, your meal plan. And it's kind of counterintuitive, but well, it's not really counterintuitive. But even when you're training to lean out, to cut down, you eat a lot. Eat frequently, not necessarily a lot. Because the idea is you don't want to eat one meal and have your body just, okay, it's not going to feed me again for another 24 hours. So I'm going to hold on to all this. You want your body to know the food's coming, relax, you can process it and move on, and you'll get more. And so it's just like anything. If you don't drink water, your body's going to retain water. That's an easier analogy for people to understand. Why? Because your body doesn't want to dehydrate. You know what I mean? It's kind of yeah, go figure. It holds on to that water. So in order to flush water, guess what? You got to drink water. Yeah, because otherwise your body's just going to hold it. Once you start drinking it, your body keeps flushing it out.
Makes so much sense.
It's go figure science. But with all that being said, all of those elements, all those variables, I mean, you start your first meals at 6 and every 2 hours, your first meals at 8 every 2 hours, whatever. You're really more driven by the clock than you are any responsibilities. And that sounds horrible. But I used to talk to the people I work with, my boss, my team, say, look, I'm going to do this show. And what I always told them was, I'm not playing. I'm not going to lean on you and waste your time because I'm going to go have some little play. I'm going after it, and I'm going to make you proud. And they were all like, do what you got to do. And I didn't shirk my responsibilities at work, but I just wanted them to know, hey, if I'm getting up and going to the bathroom in the middle of a meeting, it's because I'm drinking 1.5 gallons of water today. And oh, by the way, are we going to wrap this up? Or are you going to mind if I bring my food in here? Because I got to eat, And I was very frank with them, and they were very accommodating and still are. If I were going to do it again, I would still be able to get that. I have the same team. So it worked out. I was fortunate. I was really fortunate that I had people that put up with it, because you heard the term hangry. Yes. It's not a myth.
Oh, it's real.
It's real. And when literally you'll eat the last forkful and you look at the clock. What time is it? Jesus, I got another 2.5 hours before I eat again. You know what I mean? And you just get a little surly, and at times you think, what am I doing this for? But I like the challenge. I always tell people, and I thought about it briefly. It's like climbing Mount Everest. Why? Sir Edmund Hillary, why did you do it? Because it was there. You know what I mean? Because it was there. So that's kind of the way I always, not to oversimplify, but that's kind of where the drive comes from, because ... Yeah.
That part. And with that ... how did that lead to your modeling career? Because I've seen this man on book covers. He's just been just on different things. How did that shift?
That's I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but from football to bodybuilding to fitness modeling, it was all about the gym. I guess maybe need is the proper word. So it gave me a hook to get for my training. I train for shoots like I train for shows. I try and schedule them together so I can train for them and come in, looking reasonable. Sometimes they don't want you to come in real hard. Sometimes they want you to come in looking a little more average. But so the answer is fitness modeling. It's the fitness part. You know what I mean? I just felt like, yeah, that'll keep me going since I'm not bodybuilding. At least I can shoot for these shows. I just kind of serendipity. I just kind of stumbled into it. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I didn't. And I'm still learning. And I got a whole story about that I will not bore you with. But today's been a little frustrating. But yeah, I'm getting there. And you're going to see a few more covers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever see yourself where you are today when it comes down to you being disciplined with fitness? Basically.
That much I could say yes, but to this extreme, probably not. Probably not. I will tell you, I'll back up a little bit. I got my pro card in bodybuilding, my black belt in Tang Soo Do, and my AARP card all in the same year. And that just, again, I didn't even really think about it until later. I'm like, man, that all happened, when I was 53. So and yeah,
I'm so glad you said that, because that leads me to my next question, right? Because Fink Fam, he told me how old he was when we first started the interview. Skip, can you tell the Fink Fam how old you are?
Can you do a drum roll? I'll be 62 in a couple weeks.
62.
Again, I feel like that should be hearing some canned applause or something. Your energy is crazy. I love it. Yeah, and it you'll remember this conversation when you're about to turn 62. It comes fast. So dude, get going. I mean, you're obviously going.
I don't look like Skip. I'm 62. I don't look like Skip.
I didn't like him anyway. I didn't like him no way. He wasn't no good.
Wow. And it shows too, because I know that social media has gone really, really crazy over you and your look, right? And many people just can't believe how old you are. How have you gotten used to this, I guess, fame via social media, right? Yeah. Because of your physique and how disciplined you are.
This is going to sound a little cliched, but you just stay humble and hungry. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And it is a little ego boosting. I'm not going to lie, but at the end of the day, I always say this about Michael Jordan. He would play basketball outdoors on a court with no lights and no nets and try and take money from you. You know what I mean? He didn't need the crowd. He didn't need all that. He just needed the competition, and he was going to town. And that's kind of the way I look at it. The accolades, whatever you want to call it, the social media hoopla, I didn't see it coming, and I certainly appreciate every last ounce of it, but I would do what I do in a vacuum. I'm 62. I'm talking to you on a computer. If you'd have told, that's the question you should ask. Well, I'm not telling you how to run your interview, but of seeing myself where I am today, it's more mind-boggling that my phone was telling me, hey, you got the Michael Finkley interview in 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I know. We started it early. My phone's telling me that. Back in the day, we had phones, that were pinned to the wall. Now your phone is your life. I'm talking to you on my laptop, and it's clear as a bell.
Yep.
It's like we're sitting in the same room. That is, I'm old, so things like that blow my mind. You grew up with it. I didn't.
I did. I'm a part of that millennial surge, right, where it started with us in our generation and has improved since then. But I never think about that, right? I hear conversations when I used to talk to my grandparents about that kind of stuff, right? Or even present day with older cousins, right? It's just like some of the things that they can't believe that are here, right? So I never really think about that because I grew up with it.
Sure. And don't worry. I mean, feel fortunate. I mean, it's a good time if you're, into social media and into networking. And I mean, it's a double-edged sword. People can go the wrong direction too, but I'm enjoying this. I'll be honest with you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I love it. I'm talking with Skip over here. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much, sir. So I must ask, what's next, right? What is next for Skip?
And I'm Tanisha Craig Stewart. And this is the Life Daytime.
And you are watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Welcome to Father to Father.
The mission of Father to Father Charleston, South Carolina is to help fathers in the Low Country area of South Carolina to be a positive and consistent presence in their children's lives. Father to Father provides community-based programs and support groups for fathers free of charge. They also help fathers connect to other resources they need so they can meet their responsibilities and secure their parental rights. Father to Father offers job coaching and employment connections that benefit fathers. Father to Father is a resource for local organizations that want to provide family support and father-friendly services. If this program is a fit for you, visit our location in North Charleston, South Carolina, and meet our friendly staff here to help and assist. Or visit our website at fathertofatherinc.org. What's next, right? What is next for Skip?
So, next July, it's another book event. I say another one, like you know about the first one. So when you do book covers, it's an industry that I was completely unaware of. Romance novels, they're independent authors, huge industry, and a lot of books really are marketed and sold off the cover. Honestly, the obviously the author makes a name for it, his or herself, but the cover is important. So they have events where readers, what do you call people that buy your books? Is that just a reader?
Yeah, readers, customers.
Customers. Yeah, they come to these events and they get my autograph, they get the author's autograph, they take pictures, and you want to talk about surreal. I'm sitting there signing stacks of books, autographs, and people lined up. That's surreal. And I try and acknowledge everybody. You know what I mean? I try and make them feel like thank you for coming, because it's really what I want to say. Thank you for coming. I'm just me. You know what I mean? I don't want to bust your bubble, but I'm just me. I'm nobody special. But thanks for thinking that I am. Thanks for treating me like I am. Let's say that. It's cool. So anyway, the next one is Columbus, Ohio, late July 23rd, something like that. So I know the date roughly because I'll be training towards that, because there'll be photographers there and there'll probably be some opportunities to take pictures. I don't really have any shoots lined up. I had a busy summer. I had August was shoot after shoot after shoot. And like I said, I try and consolidate them so that I train for, I can stay good for a couple of weeks. Yeah. It's hard. Bodybuilding, you don't do that. For a bodybuilding show, rarely do you try and hang on for another show or another show. People do, but I never did it, because when you're doing that, you're kind of compromising your physique. You know, you're in bodybuilding, you're either growing or prepping for a show. So the more time you have to grow, the better off you're going to look on stage after you prep for your show. So if you're constantly doing shows, you don't have time to eat and grow, So I did all my shows in August, roughly a little bit into September. And then my next target is July. So I'll probably schedule a few shoots around that date, maybe the weekend before, the weekend after, to kind of maximize my conditioning. That's the plan. Right now, I'm just trying to eat and put my size, because it's hard. I don't put size on easily, but I can cut up easily. You know what I mean? I can get my condition showing pretty quick, but to put my size back on, I'm just the way I'm made. I got to eat. So that's what I'm trying to do, and it'll work. But I tell people this, and you can tell me shut up. Eating when you're not hungry is just as uncomfortable as not being able to eat when you are hungry. People say I'm starving. I guess that's the term. But when you're full and you got to eat some more because you haven't gotten all your calories in, you're like, nah. But you got to shovel it in or you don't get the results. It's
You don't
I
think
probably shouldn't have
about
gone
that.
down that road. You
Well,
don't.
you don't think about that though,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
when you're full, I'm stopping, right? But
Yes.
when you're on a mission to be the best or look the best in
Yeah.
that particular thing that you're trying to achieve, that
You got it.
sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. The extremes are pretty and with fitness modeling, it's not as extreme as bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, I was like literally to the minute, to the gram. I wasn't gonna let anybody mess my numbers up or anything. Now I'm still on a schedule and I'm still real close, but I don't obsess on it like I did because it takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still get it in. I still get it in, and I'm still pretty detail oriented.
That's an amazing skill. What does your family think about all of this?
Yeah, it kind of varies. I think they just have become kind of used to it. Just my dad, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just me. Occasionally they'll say some stuff like my daughter's basketball coach really is kind of like, man. And then when he found out how old I was, he was kind of like, geez, your dad. So they get it, but it's kind of like, whatever, dad. What's
Like
for
he's doing
dinner?
something over there. He's
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, gosh. Here's the stuff over there.
This is some stuff. Ain't nobody.
But I must say, Skip, here at the Michael Finkley Show, we've been doing this now for 5 seasons, right?
That is awesome. And how did I not know? Because I'm on it now. I'm on it.
You're part of the Think fam now. You're
I
part of
am.
the Think fam now. And within those almost 300 shows that we've done,
Yeah.
in that period of time, this year, season 5 for us is our biggest dream season, because
Wow.
this in my life right now at the age of
Yes.
33,
Woohoo.
I am, yes, sir. I am saying that this is my biggest dream come true. Now I have to dream a bigger dream. Now I was able to write my own theme song and sing it and all that kind of good stuff.
I think I
So,
saw something about that. That's really cool. I
thank
like the one-stop
you.
shop, people that are
Thank you.
multifaceted. That's actually very cool.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Skip. I wish I could
No.
blush.
Oh, you are. Look.
That's just the lighting.
Oh,
So
okay.
I must say, Skip. Skip.
Stop it.
What is your next biggest dream?
My next biggest dream is, and it's not really a dream, it's my next big plan. I didn't even talk about my dog training. When I was a kid, horses and dogs, that's my thing. I wanted to be a cowboy. So growing up, we had a schnauzer, just a little lap dog, and I never really much cared for that dog. It sounds horrible. I liked him well enough. You walk him and you feed him, but I wanted a dog I could do something with. So I started doing all this research, and I did my research. And this was with a number 2 pencil and graph paper. This is how long ago that was. Did my research, narrowed it down to 3 breeds, finally narrowed herding breeds, went to see a sheepdog trial and saw border collies work. Hooked. You've seen border collies. Everybody's seen them now because they're the little black and white dogs you see in every commercial because they are so smart. You can train them in a heartbeat. Spoiled me. My first dog I paid $100 for. I had never trained a dog in my life. Went to this dog trial. I was like, yeah, this is me. Sheepdog trial. I won't get into the particulars, but it's big in Great Britain. And I mean, it's real big. And it's almost like it's hard to explain. It's like farm or shepherd tasks that are judged. They set up a course and you have to show your dogs and your handling ability on livestock. It's either sheep or cows. I always ran sheep. And it's a big, the sheep might be close to half a mile away, a long way. So you whistle to them because that's the best way to hear. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting down a rat hole. So I competed, bought my little $100 dog. Within 2.5 years, I was standing on that same field where I had just gone to see this dog trial, running that dog. And I was like, oh my God, that went fast. I got lucky because I didn't know what I was doing. He just, like I said, with a racehorse, if you just get out of the way, he's going to run. It's just driven. Well, border collie is going to bring you some sheep. That's what they do. So he just started fetching sheep and we just kind of kept refining it and working together, and boom, I was out there with the big hats, they call them, the big top handlers. And so That was after football, but before bodybuilding. And that's, to be honest, of all of the things we've discussed, that's the one thing that it's hard to explain, but and it's a lot of downtime because you're sitting at a trial watching other people run, but it just feels like it's something that I was born to do, you know? Yeah, I just can do it. Work dogs and ride horses. The dogs are great. I love having a good dog. So my big dream, get back into the dogs. In fact, it was a 5-year plan. Now it's a 3-year plan. I've already talked to the individual that's going to breed the dog that I hope to get in a couple of years. And he's like, when you're ready, I'll get you one. So I've already kind of laid the groundwork for that. Yeah. And of course I'll still be going to the gym. I remember going to dog trials and getting up early and running and doing my workout and then getting in the car and driving 3 hours of these trials. I'll still work out, but it's just, God, when you start connecting with a dog, and some people can't stand dogs or a horse, it's like magic. It's like he got it. He understands. And at some point, you don't really need to speak to them. They see what's going on and they're like, oh, he's getting ready to tell me to do that. And it's just like, shh. That I would tell him I would do that, and he would literally go do what I was needing him to do. He's like, I got it. I see that. So anyway, that's my next big dream. Sorry, I'm rambling, man.
Don't be sorry, because I
Yeah.
always say what comes out of your mouth at that moment need to be said.
Okay, well,
So all the things that you said, Skip,
it needed to come out.
Be said. They needed to be said. And also too, our words encourage ourselves, right?
Yes.
And also others too. So
that's
never
a good
feel
point.
Sorry for your words. Never feel sorry for your words.
Thank you for
and
that.
And that is definitely. And that dream, oh my word.
That's kind of the outlier from all the other things. Oh, my other dream, and I finish your thought, and I'll tell you my other.
Oh no, please share, please.
Well, I hate to even say bucket list because I just like to do stuff. But I kind of fiddle around on the guitar, no pun intended, and I kind of got to where I can play and sing a little bit. You can sing, I know you can sing. But I'm going to try and do an open mic night. And actually, my guitar instructor wants to maybe put a little band together. I just want to play and sing a little bit. And if I sound bad, what are you going to throw me out of the bar? I've had worse. I've been through worse.
Word. When is that happening?
I don't know. It's a long story, but there's a neighborhood bar. And it just reopened. COVID kind of did it in, and then they decided to take that time to renovate it. It's really a glorified dive bar. You know what I mean? Now it's a dive bar with new siding on it, but I figured they'd at least probably give me a shot. You know what I mean? And I walked in, talked to the manager. He said, I don't know, and he didn't know because he didn't know it was early on with the reopening. He's like, I don't even know if we're going to be able to let me get my bearings and see if we're going to be viable, and then we'll start talking about bringing people into play. So I talked to my guitar instructor last weekend, in fact, and I said, let's go up there on a Friday night before it's too late and talk to the manager again, reintroduce ourselves and get in there. So, I would
love to see that.
Well, I'll see if we can video it.
Please.
See if we can FaceTime it or not FaceTime it or whatever it is, Facebook Live or something, maybe. I'll let you know. But I'm rough. Someday I have my days. I'm not in a lot of things that I do, like dog training and martial arts and bodybuilding. I feel like I have a strong aptitude for, and that's why I was drawn to them. The guitar doesn't love me as much as I love it. You know what I mean? I can play, but I can't play like my heroes can. If I had started playing when I was 8 and skipped school and played all day, I probably could, but I had other stuff to do. So I just never, I was in my 30s. I was your age when I first started playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I get it. We are influenced by so many different people.
Yeah.
Right. But we make it our own. And that should be enough for us. If we know that we're truly doing it for ourselves.
You are a pretty positive individual. You know that? Because you just spun that like a top. I was trying to find my way to the bottom.
So
I was trying to find my way to the bottom. You're like, no,
It's
You're,
no scared of. We're going to the top, bro. That's where we
yeah,
belong.
we're going to your top.
Belong.
Yep.
That's where we
Yeah.
belong. So it's Skip, and that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
That in itself is exciting.
Yeah, and I just, again, it's something that I want to have. It's like a carrot, I just want to have something to strive for, just to work on. And I've done a few recitals, and you never sound like you want to sound. It's never your best performance, but it's not as, I go back and listen to them now. I'm like, it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? I was pretty good. So, that's something that I really want to do. I want to do an open mic or
do
at
it.
least, yeah. And I will lean on you in my times of weakness where I think I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say, kick me. Keep me going.
I got you. We all need accountability partners, even
that's it
for self, right? So do it. This day and time that we live in, especially 2022,
we have to
realize.
That's my email. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't hear it.
Okay.
We have to realize that, we have those things that we want to pursue. Just do it.
Yeah.
Either you're going to say, yay, I had fun doing it, or I will never do that again.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. So what's going to hurt?
That's kind of the way I look at it.
What's going to hurt? And all that you've done, Skip, with fitness and your dog training, horses, music, modeling, what have you learned about yourself recently? What have you learned about yourself?
Again, I was talking to my buddy today, and I never saw it this way, but he said, you never let anything stop you. He was talking about his girlfriend, who unfortunately passed away, very, very tragic and very sudden. And he said she was a lot like you. She reminded me of you more than anyone, in that she never let anything stop her. And it's not like I have this steel jaw and I just keep going. It's that I'm not going to stop. You know what I mean? I'm just not. So it's not like it's even, I never even consider it. How are they going to stop me? Not.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's the best I got for you. I just
that's good though, because that's your learning lesson.
That's okay. Yeah, is that what we call it?
Yeah, that's your learning lesson.
Okay. Yes. So. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Skip. I love that, Skip. Because you got to come back. That's number one.
Okay.
Because now you're family.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two.
I'll be back.
How can the Fink fam find you on social media?
Boy, I knew you were going to ask me that. So on Instagram, I'm Skip Robinson _IFBB Pro. Skip Robinson, all run together, _IFBB Pro. On Facebook, I am Skip Robinson, which there's probably 3,000 of us. And I think it goes Skip Robinson Fitness Model IFBB Pro as my modeling page on Facebook. Facebook makes things kind of tricky for you. So I kind of garbled it up, but it's all in there. So my modeling page, if they want to follow that, is Skip Robinson IFBB Pro Fitness Model, or vice versa. I think Fitness Model comes first on Facebook. For the modeling page, it's just Skip Robinson for me on Facebook. Probably Instagram is the one that can tie you into all the others, and that's Skip Robinson _IFBB Pro.
All
International.
Right, fam.
Yep, that's it.
You heard it here, and all that information is in the description below, so they won't have to go look for it because it's all there.
You set me up. You tested my memory.
Of course.
Tested my feeble memory.
My word. Skip, I have enjoyed you.
You don't even know.
I have enjoyed you.
You don't even know. I appreciate it so very much, and I'm glad to hear you say that.
You're welcome, sir. Big fam, don't go away. Back home.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Toby. You know me from Sister Act 2, Mr. Oh Happy Day, and the hit R&B group City High. I'm welcoming everybody to join and tune into the Michael Finkley Show. Don't forget to subscribe.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost-effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now y'all, I'm super excited for another segment of our Fatherhood Fridays with our amazing sponsor, Father to Father, right here in North Charleston, South Carolina. And so we have another person that is doing amazing things within this umbrella, this organization. We have Mr. Sean Wilson. He is the executive director of this fantastic organization right here in North Charleston, South Carolina. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, being executive director, I know that you see it all. Before we got started, I saw some things happening.
Yeah.
So, what does the day in the life of an executive director do for Father to Father?
Absolutely. It definitely can range to a lot of different things, because that's kind of what our position is to kind of really be able to navigate a lot of different things that are coming our way. Of course, all of those things are surrounding fatherhood, but those things can go from helping guys who may have found themselves in difficult positions because of their inability to maybe navigate the child support system. So definitely trying to help them to be able to not go further into to where they are. So trying to figure out what's the best route to get us back into position where you can be that strong, positive, father that you're trying to be, because it can be really difficult, because a lot of time you're dealing with the legal system and a lot of different things that are thrown at you sometimes, where you can find yourself quickly into a position that you got deeper into and didn't do it on purpose, but sometimes you can just find yourself there. So trying to have as much knowledge as possible and many partnerships and resources as possible, so that any father that I might run into, I'll be able to have something that I can say to him that can provide some hope to where he is, to take him where he wants to be.
Gotcha. Wow. That's a lot for an executive director. But how did this start for you, right, with this awesome ministry? How did this start for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I always like to say oftentimes that fatherhood kind of found me, is what I like to say. Like you kind of indicate, I grew up without my father being in my life, and so oftentimes I say to guys that this is kind of an ironic position that I'm in, where I'm having this position of leading, from a leadership level of fathers and those who are, facilitating to other fathers from a position where, some people may have saw that as, impossible situation, but I was able to take, those things and turn it into a positive and determine in my mind that I was not going to repeat that cycle. So that's kind of how it started for me. And when it found me, I was actually interviewing somewhere else and didn't end up getting that job, but that's kind of sometimes how ministry works. The person who I was interviewing with, without my knowledge, actually reached out to Father and was like, hey, we didn't offer him. We had another person that we went with, but you guys got to meet this guy. And, so that's kind of how I ended up here.
Right. And you've been climbing the ranks ever since you've been here. You've helped so many different individuals I know since your time here at Father to Father. What are some of those memorable stories that you can kind of just dwell on and just reflect on and say, hey, I had something to do with that?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. That's the good part about it, because there are definitely some tough days here, but then those are the days when you get to sit across from fathers and you see, grown men who are moved to tears, because they were able to establish, being in their child's life again. One of those stories is we have a participant who came to us and didn't see his child in a while. Unfortunately, he had supervised visitation, and supervised visitation can be very expensive. And so he got to a position where he was kind of frustrated, didn't know how he was going to be able to afford child support and paying 85 to 100 plus, for a supervised visit. And so I told him, hey, if you do your part and do what you can, we're gonna pay for that supervised visitation. And so we had this. This was around this time last year. We did a little Christmas event, and to see him and her together in the interaction, it just like when I saw the pictures and everything, it's just like you couldn't put into words how meaningful that meant to him. And when you're able to have impacts like that, that just allows you to know you're doing a good work.
Exactly. So, sometimes it's not about the pay. No, it's about the ministry, the purpose behind it, and definitely you're making a difference in that. When you counsel, when you advise, when you mentor, do you kind of see yourself in these stories or in these situations that come your way?
Absolutely, and I think that what helps to make it more relevant when I put myself in, and sometimes I give personal examples, of how it felt for me, and how I let them know. A lot of times they need encouragement. Yeah. So I let them know that, no matter where you are, no matter what people might be saying around you, because a lot of time it can be that false narrative to think that every father who may not be there might be a deadbeat dad, where I'm seeing from a different side, and I'm getting to see that these are guys who are 90% of the guys that we have here right now are not court ordered. They're volunteers. And just the fact that you come here as a volunteer, that lets me know that you had other options, And so that's what I like to push in them. Like, hey, man, you took the first step, So now let us help you to be able to get, where you are. And so definitely I put myself in it, and I see myself in it. And, I like to go, I like to say, I always tell them that I'm not here as no probation officer. I'm not here as no, you need to do this. I'm here as a big brother, and so let's reflect like that. I'm not here as the expert. I tell them that as well. I'm here because, God's grace, I didn't end up, in some of these same situations, And so I'm just here to say, hey, let's get through this together.
I love it. And that's what it's about. It takes a village.
Definitely.
We can't do these things by ourselves.
For sure.
So I know that you help with all the serious aspects. What are some of the fun stuff you do with the fathers and the children? Because I was able to come to one of your events. So that was fun.
Yeah, definitely.
What are some of those fun things?
Absolutely. We have a lot of fun here. I think that's one of the biggest things for me, is to make this a place where it doesn't seem like you come into, a place where somebody is going to be teaching you and stuff like that. You learn in the best environment when that environment is conducive to growth, And so we do every 6 weeks, we have different activities, parent-child activities is what we call them. And so our latest one was a family feud event, that we did in the community. That was a lot of fun. We did it just like the game show. We had 4 fatherhood teams, and we were just able to compete. And, you had that childhood memory, but like, I want to go on that show one day. But we was able to make that real for the fathers. And we do stuff like that all the time. We buy tickets to hockey games and different things so that we can take the pressure of cost off of everything. And so that we can just say, hey, just come have fun. And so we do that. And we have fun every group night. We have group here every Tuesday night and every Thursday as well. And you couldn't imagine how much fun we have just laughing and joking with each other and just, making light of what can sometimes be a very difficult situation to talk about.
Gotcha. Yeah. We need that balance, right? Definitely a balance. If this is something you bring and you service to the fathers that come your way, what do you say to that father that is maybe watching or may have heard of you all but doesn't know how to really, come to you and say, I need help?
Absolutely.
What do you say to that individual?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good question. I say to that father, we all need help. No matter what position we're in, no matter how high we get, we all need help in some area. And asking for help is not a sign of weakness to me. It's a sign of strength, to be able to acknowledge that somebody else might be a little bit more skilled in an area, and what I might have been doing just might not be working, seeing it from a different idea, a different place, more create a place that you might not have tried can sometimes be the best, thing. I often like to say it to my guys, because I come across, guys who are mechanics and CDL drivers and things of that sort. And I say to them, if my car was to break down today, I can't fix it because I don't know how to fix no cars or nothing like that. And I said, I got to ask for help, you know? And so I said, it's the same thing. It just happens that this is an area where I've went and did more training in and stuff like that. So I got a little bit more knowledge, but it does not, you know, make me, you know, in a position where I can just, you know, feel like I've made it, you know, because there are so many areas that I need growth in. And so when I put it in that position to that father, I would say, hey, come grow as we grow, you know, let's all just grow together.
Come grow as we grow, because we're doing this together. I love that. I definitely, that belongs on a shirt. I'm just saying, trademark. You know, I love that. I love that. So the Think Fam watching, how can we learn more information about Father to Father, and how can we get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So definitely reach us on our website, fathertofatherinc.org, which you'll see a lot of information about what we do and the different programs and you know, things that we have, or also just reach out. Sometimes you just want to talk to somebody on the phone who can really just kind of hear you out and just be able to kind of give you a little bit of advice, you know. And so definitely you can reach out to me and give me a call at 843-744-2126 or shoot me an email at swilson, WILSON, at fathertofatherinc.com.
All right, Think Fam, you heard it here. Thank you so much, Sean.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Think Fam, will go away. Back in a moment.
I'm Joey Marie Urbina, and I play Xiomara in Snowfall, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Next, Finkley. Stop your brakes. Think Fam, have you seen the latest episode of Tyler Perry's The Oval? No worries, I feel you in. From Tyler Perry's The Oval, Nelson Estevez is with us. He talks about his character, Alonzo, and so much more. Don't miss it. Next, Michael Finkley. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. I hope that you learned something from this amazing interview. Thank you so much, Skip, for being with us and continue to do what you do. This man is 62 years old. Whoa! And it continuously blows my mind because, first of all, he doesn't look it. That's number one. And again, he's still making his dreams come true and in the field that he loves and he desires to be. So again, Skip, thank you for being an inspiration and following your dreams and following your path at any age. Thank you so much. Continue to do so. And then, of course, to our amazing sponsors, our season sponsors, thank you so much, Father the Father. And you'll be hearing more from them as well. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring that bell for notification. We'll see you an email saying, hey, new content's available. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And for more information about what we do, visit our website, michaelfinkleyshow.com. Of course, we're on U42, on RokuTV, and of course, Amazon. So go listen to us and watch us, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. And always remember, Think Fam, to pursue your dreams. Pursue your dreams, okay? Let's make it happen. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Have a good one.